invest in Neki. What is Neki? Neki creates locator devices integrated into everyday accessories, which do not stigmatize the person because they adapt perfectly to his day-to-day life, and which allow him to maintain his autonomy while providing vital information and security to his relatives. The risks faced by the elderly or dependent people or independent people who are liable to become disoriented or fall cause a great deal of unrest among family members. However, the elderly usually try to maintain their independence and defend their autonomy, even though they are losing their faculties. In order to solve these situations, Neki offers different devices that allow acting quickly before falls with disoriented people or other types of incidents that, in the most serious cases, can even cause death if one doesn't act quickly. Thus, the device sends different notifications alerting of events in the three most problematic areas: falls, exits from the safety zone, disorientations, and pressing the SOS button. With the first clients, we realized that every older person and situation is different. That's why we offer a variety of innovative GPS devices and accessories that adapt to the everyday life of our elders. On the one hand, to have a solution for each case, and on the other hand, to dignify the third age. Current status. Currently, we have validated the business model in the main channels. Sale to families with an elderly person. We have active customers with their monthly quotas in Spain, Italy, Sweden, and Portugal. Over 1,500 families using our locators. Sales in the field of teleassistance. 3 companies have already placed their first orders. For example, Ulen, and 2 others are in the testing and negotiation phase. Regarding the team, since the last version in 2018, we have grown the team from 3 to 11 people. We have had great internal cultural changes, and we are professionalizing as a company to face the international market in the upcoming months. Product development stage. Neki's name comes from near kids, as we started with a Bluetooth bracelet that was connected to the parent's mobile. And when the child was 20 meters away, the mobile pitched. Thanks to the parents' feedback, we knew that it would be more useful if they could know where the child was, because knowing that he was gone was not enough. So we launched a GPS clock, distress button, calls, visualization of route, and creation of safety zones. We had more media impact, but families repeatedly asked us if we had a more senior design, since his father had become disoriented, or that his mother had suffered a stroke or had fallen at home. The market made it clear to us what his real need was. So we launched the first GPS watch for seniors, and since then we haven't stopped growing, given that many families have an older member who has ever suffered a fall, or who have become disoriented, or simply wants to maintain his autonomy, but knowing that if something happens, they can help quickly. This model of watch began to work very well as a business model, where each family is a world, and there are some older who had their Casio and didn't want to change now watches. Which is why we launched new models: watches, necklaces, key rings, purses, belts, and canes. All this with a non-stigmatizing design, so that the elderly person accepts it normally, and no one has to know that they have a locator. So, the elderly person only has to wear one of these devices, and family members can feel at ease and have all the control from a mobile or the computer. The most interesting features are: in case of doubt or an emergency, the person can be located in real time, see the route made to find it quickly, create security zones and receive warnings when you leave or enter them. For example, the house, the park, the residence, the neighborhood, and/or the city. The devices have a distress button that sends an immediate alert to family members. The devices have a microphone and a loudspeaker, so they can establish communication with the family to see what has happened and to reassure the person. Some devices send an alert and an automatic phone call if they detect a fall, based on height, angle, and speed, and an automatic double check to confirm that it wasn't a false positive. Several family members or responsible person can control the person simultaneously. Product market fit. These first locators have been very useful to us to find that product market fit, that is to say, to profile the product so that it contributes the maximum value to the families, to find a suitable price, to develop the most useful functionalities, and above all, to validate a business model. Since we are selling in Spain, Italy, Portugal, and Sweden, using in all the same structure of digital marketing personalized sale. However, where we believe that we are going to grow more massively and rapidly, and therefore have a much greater impact on society, is with alliances with large telecare companies. Teleassistance platform. In 2018, the 6 largest companies contacted us proactively to request information. With 3 of them, we have already done business, and with 2 others, we are finishing tests, negotiating the contract. This is why, apart from having a platform for individuals, in the last year we have also developed a platform for telecare companies, as they have different needs and we had to adapt. This platform has already been developed and is working on 3 of these companies. Next steps. Improvements for the future. We distinguish ourselves from the competition by the variety of device formats and by being integrated at the same time with telecare companies. So we will continue to bring out new accessories after feedback received by individual families and telecare needs. 2019. Launch of a new charging station for some models of devices. As for some older people, it is complex to use the micro USB of smartphones. It will have an integrated powerful loudspeaker, possible replacement for the right button of traditional telecare. 2019. Senior phone. Very simple to use, fully adapted for seniors and with localization features. Telecare companies have asked us as an alternative to our current accessories. 2020. Small clothing adapter with clip, Velcro or button. This will be the all-terrain model for the most complex cases. In this way, you can add this small concealed garment to any part of the body. For example, in pockets, bag, shoes, shoulder pad, skirt, hat, backpack, etc. 2020. Neki Home. Having worked with hundreds of caregivers, we have detected a pattern of common concerns when you care for the elderly with cognitive impairments. Get them out of the house and get disoriented. Already solved with locators. That they don't eat, sometimes they forget, and it's a serious problem. Don't take the medication, because if they don't, they can get worse quickly. This is why we are developing smart labels that analyze behavior inside the house and send you warnings if they detect something out of the ordinary. For example, we can put a label on the door of the house, another one on the fridge, and another one on the pillbox. If at 4 a.m. the door opens, we would send a warning. If you haven't opened the fridge all day, it's possible that you haven't eaten, so we would send another warning. If you played the pill today, but you haven't touched the pillbox all morning, we would send another notice. In this way, we will have a 360 degrees technology solution for the care and well-being of the elderly, as it is a very complementary product to what we are already doing. And all the telecare companies and families that we tell them to give us a very good answer and show interest in acquiring it. To sum up, we are very focused on the third age, and we will continue to develop technology according to the feedback from the market. After all, our mission is to bring massive value to families, so we will adapt as we have always done to their needs, adding value to society and consequently making Neki grow. Business model. On the one hand, we sell the locator and we have a margin for it. We make them for 40-50 euros and sell them for 90-100 euros. On the other hand, each family pays a monthly fee corresponding to the SIM that is inside the locator for it to work, customer service, and the use and maintenance of the app. This is where our business really is, because our cost is around €1.50 per month, and they pay us almost 90.92 euros per month. Problem to be solved. According to the OECD, there are 600 million people over the age of 65, and 2 billion will be reached by 2050. According to the World Health Organization, 17% of those over 65 have some form of dementia, and several studies predict that the number of people with Alzheimer's will double by 2020. People who are part of these groups are likely to become disoriented or lost, and a single night out in the open can have a fatal outcome. Common causes of death: traffic accidents, hypothermia, dehydration, falls, fractures, etc. According to the state security forces and courts, in Spain alone in 2017, 146,042 high-risk disappeared persons were registered, of whom 28.24%, which totals to 41,242 people, were over 56 years of age. According to SOS Desaparecidos, in 2017, 31% of those over 70 years of age who disappeared were found dead. And the World Health Organization also states that falls are the second leading cause of death worldwide, from accidental or unintentional injuries, about 446,000 deaths per year, with over 65ers suffering the most fatal falls. Every year there are 37.3 million falls whose severity requires medical attention. Marketing strategy. We mainly do all online campaigns through Facebook and Google. The actions that will be carried out to promote growth are: in Neki, we have a very defined growth mentality, based on data and not on assumptions. We use a scientific method focused on rapid experimentation, related to the constant validation of growth hypotheses. We always say that what is not measured cannot be improved. Therefore, the importance of always being with analytic metrics. We have a public panel for all members of the team, where we monitor everything we consider relevant, to be able to perform actions based on real data of the company. We believe that by measuring and focusing on specific points, it's almost impossible not to improve them. So every week we have team meetings to define growth hypotheses. We brainstorm to see how to improve that KPI per indicator. We prepare the system to measure the selected action and execute it and review results. With this methodology, we always have small weekly improvements, which allows us to obtain great advances in a fast and systematic way. Having said that, here are some global actions that will be taken. Invest more in marketing to reach more families. The platforms that have been used the most are Facebook and Google. The first for push campaigns, that is to make their product known and create demand, and the second for pull campaigns, that is to redirect existing traffic to our website. In Spain, we will continue to invest the same amount, and we will increase the investment in Italy, Sweden and Portugal, and as they are following the same steps as in Spain, and we believe that we can increase the turnover to the level of Spain with little risk. Hire a salesperson to attend leads/families that call or write us interested in buying. Since our solutions are never compulsive buying, usually children talk to each other first before buying the device from their father or mother. And because we measure everything, we've seen that if we track potential customers, we increase the conversion rate or sales rate, up Italy, Portugal and Sweden to the same turnover level. To do this, we share the graphic resources of photographs, videos and events, and simply change the text to replicate the ads that work best in one country to the rest of the countries. This allows us to greatly optimize advertising. Focus on teleassistance. However, we believe that where we can grow most and fastest is the field of telecare. Right now we have a unique opportunity, as we are the only ones to have several locator formats and a platform for telecare. This area will allow us to reach thousands of people without investing in marketing, as large telecare companies have a greater commercial strength than we do. These are the companies that are starting to market our products: Ulen, Please, Domus V and Alares, campaigns with Alzheimer's associations. Normally, when a person to detect that his father or mother could have senile dementia or early Alzheimer's, usually turn to an Alzheimer's association for information. That is why we are creating a collaboration campaign for the 350 Alzheimer's associations that we have detected in Spain. At the moment, we have contacted the companies at the following link. Finally, day centers are also a place of interest for us, as there are the elderly and relatives who are free to leave the center and therefore at risk of falls or disorientation. And on the other hand, there is the day center itself, which is interested in having innovative services that add value to their families. We have done several tests in this sector, and it is also given good results. So another of the campaigns with a commercial will be related to this sector.